frame. The first one was a V1, and the first day I broke it.
Oh, the V1 sucked. The V1 I guess we're alive.
Is the lady?
Yeah, I just want to say, if y'all muted or not. Hello, folks, and welcome to Drone Therapy Season 3, Episode 15 with Parks and Tech, Mr. Josh, and I don't want to say your last name wrong, so you please say your name, and I don't want to mess it up.
It's okay. It's Josh Durick is how it's pronounced.
Durick?
So, Durick. Mm-hmm.
Durick. Okay.
Correct.
Josh Durick, Mr. Parks and Tech. And as you can see, there's been some changes in the format and the layout here we got going on. We're using the StreamYard, and I'm trying out this thing to see how it runs for us. I wanted to say before we really get into everything that Ron Brown is not going to be streaming with us for any time in the near future. He's going to go do some stuff with his family, and he's got some other side projects going on. So we wanted to wish Ron Brown the best and say thank you for the time he spent with us, and we wish him on happier adventures. And so basically, I've got myself and Nemo and John, and Ethan's going to be our on-the-go reporter and occasional panelist when he's in town and stuff, to kind of take Ron's position while Ron does his stuff and works his field. And so we're all going to be asking Josh some questions and stuff tonight. So I'm going to throw it around to my co-panelist, Mr. John Cuppi.
Hey, guys. It's great to be here. And it's awesome to have Parks and Tech on, like I was saying. It's good to finally meet you, man.
Thank you. It's very nice to meet you too, John.
Is that it? You're just going to pass it to somebody else?
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get my phone set up for the chat here. Sorry. Throw it to Nemo. Yeah, I'm trying to get my phone set up for the chat here, and it's messing me up.
Okay. So it was my bad. I'm sorry I didn't cue you. So, John Cuppi, you go.
All right. Hey, guys. It's great to be back here. It's awesome. We got Parks and Tech here. We got some cool stuff to talk about tonight. So, yeah, great to meet you, man. And I'm passing it to Nemo now.
Hey guys, glad to be back. Good to be back with Bill, Ethan, John, and to meet Josh. Nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And
sorry, I've never used StreamYard, so you'll see some stuff going on through the stream that might be a little strange as I figure things out.
And the running bet here is that they're going to convince me to buy an Anafi or a Xeno, which I don't know if that's going to happen. But anyway, with that being said, I will pass it over to my man, Ethan Mitchell.
Hey, guys. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Josh, it's nice to meet you. Glad to have you on tonight. And I want to thank Bill for bringing me on to the panel. It's going to be a pleasure. And, yeah, we definitely have a lot of exciting things to talk about, especially in the FPV community. So, Bill, take it away.
Oh, wow. If you'll see, I'm touching more buttons and stuff, and I can see now, because John and them were all telling me, they're like, oh, yeah, you can show stuff from the chat. And I was like, what, really? So look at this. Ooh, John.
Ooh, look at that.
Drone pool.
I said drone pool.
Yeah, see, a minute ago, I was covering up Ethan's head, so I was trying to figure out what format we could get everybody in here. So, and then I figured out we could do a screen share too. So we were doing all that. So, and I could take that off. I come up here to do a screen share, and it says do a screen share, and I'm going to come over and do a Chrome tab. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say share, and I'm going to come back over here, get that, and come over here.
Oh,
fancy.
Look at that.
Ooh, look at, and if you don't know already, this is Josh's channel, Parks and Tech. So please jump over there and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll give you a brief overview of some of his work. I think this was with Brian.
Oh, that was one of the latest ones.
Mm-hmm.
True Drone Reviews.
So in this little bit of an intro, they're actually he was actually showing me a little bit of his hand catching skills. You know, he released that video where he did a montage of him hand catching a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, I told him that was an awesome video.
So it was pretty neat, and he does things a little bit differently. I showed him how I did mine there, and you'll see that coming up here, and then he shows me again how he does his. So it was really cool to see everything from Brian, firsthand. I watched a lot of his stuff, and it was really cool hanging out with him that day.
So Josh, how are you liking the Xeno? You liking it a lot?
Oh my gosh, I love the Xeno. Yeah, it was one of my very first quads, and it was the very first one that after all the research that I did and the videos that I watched, it was the one that I decided to pull the trigger on. Unfortunately, I paid full price for it, but it's still worth it at that price.
Started it out that night, I don't think we'd have stumbled on that either.
Nope. If it wasn't for Marco.
Hey, I paid full price for the Anafi when it first came out, so it happens.
What was full price on the Anafi, by the way?
It was $700, like $699 originally when it came out.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh boy. I got mine for I think it was $5.99.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I paid full price for the Unique Breeze too when it first came out, and you can get it for under $150 now at Walmart.
I want to jump back in the chat here real quick and tell everybody, say hi to Drone Pool. Rick Halber, glad to see you. Roger from Canadian Drone Hub. Always start your morning with Canadian Drone Hub and a cup of coffee. Sorry, guys, I'm going to turn you down just a tiny bit more. And come back over here. Arco Drone Solutions, good to have you in the house. Some guy named Nemo saying hi to people.
Guys,
Parks and Tech saying hi. Let's see, Jim. Is it Crinan? I want to say it right. Please don't let me say it wrong. Drone Pool. Going back up through the chat. Greg Pittman. Ethan Mitchell in the house. Chris Hope in the house. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Zachary Key. I think I've got everybody up to date so far. Ooh. With that being said, I'm going to go back over here. And Ethan, would you like to give us a play-by-play, or would you like me to turn the audio up on the original video?
You could just turn the audio up.
I'm sorry, Ethan. I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
Hey, Josh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I would be more than happy to. And here, so again, this is me with Brian Singleton from True Drone Reviews, and we're going through with waypoints through this latest video. And waypoints to most people are probably very, very simple, but for me, they really weren't. And my main problem, and you'll see this later on in the video, was every time I tried to set up the waypoints, I kept double clicking somewhere on the touch screen, and it created a point somewhere. So it would go 1, 2, 3, and then it would skip to 5, and I couldn't figure out where the 4th waypoint went. And if Brian wasn't there, I probably would have just sent it up anyway, not knowing where that one waypoint was. He said, no. You got to stop. You got to make sure you know where that waypoint is. So that's what a good vast part of this beginning part is. Of course, Brian also shares a lot of his stories. He ends up actually telling me about a video where a bunch of guys on either their backyard, or it was back by a pool, I believe. They ended up taking about 4 or 5 Parrot Bebop 2s and sent them up. And did a flight plan on them around this lake, and then they ended up just setting down their controllers, went in and let the drones do their things. The footage was incredible. I ended up going back trying to find it. It was really, really cool. I would highly recommend trying to check it out. I forget exactly what the name of that channel was, so I apologize.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the chat. True Drone Reviews, Brian himself.
Oh, nice. There he is. But yeah, no, this was such a great day, and I have a couple other videos I'd like to do, and put out from that day with Brian, and man, it was just so much fun. He's such a great guy. He's so nice. He's funny, but just a really cool guy in general. Really cool guy, and really knowledgeable too. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much I learned. I'm still new to all this.
T-shirt.
Let's let Brian talk to us for a minute here.
Wait. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I wanted to go back into chat. I see Kenny just dropped in. Cardoso Media. Let's see. Oh, look, Kenny, we got new toys. Look, we got new toys. Then we can go. Here we go. Wait. I want to give you all this one because this is what I saw Brian come in. Wait.
I saw it.
Where's it at? Can you all do it too? Can you all highlight chat too?
I don't know.
I don't think I can.
Just a show. I don't know. Where did it go, man? I feel bad now. Keep talking. I'll find it. I'll get it up there.
I'd like to see Mr. Single.
There it is. I love it.
I'd like to see Brian get an FPV quad and see him rip. I think he would be like.
He won't do it.
He won't. I think
he won't do it.
Wait. What if we get Brian an FPV quad and you get a Xeno?
Oh, there it is.
I tell
That'd be
you,
a good trade.
if I sold the Phantom, I would buy a Xeno for sure.
Okay, folks in the chat, you hear that? You could have one of the official drone therapists, Phantom 4 Pro, right here for sale. He's offering it up. How much, Nemo? How much today? Right here, special on the show.
Make me a good offer.
Oh, goodness gracious. Make me an offer. Make me an offer. Okay. What are y'all going to do? 44, 45, 45, 45, 55, 55, 55, 55. Give me 12. 16, 42. Sold American. All right. What's going on here, folks? We kind of got faded into oblivion. Maybe I should hang on. I'm going to do this. All right, Josh. So what's the goal of what you're trying to do with your channel?
So basically, I love flying drones. I love flying drones. I love technology. I love cameras. I have a ton of action cameras that I purchased. I have a couple 360 cameras. I just love being out in nature as well, and to be able to capture everything, but not living behind a screen. And there's so many people these days that really do. They live behind a screen. And I like to be able to go out and experience different things and to be able to capture it though at the same time. And that's really what my channel is about. This is my drone obsession, if you want to call it that, is big for sure. And that really kind of took off from my fiance actually got me a chance to go skydiving for the first time last year, actually roughly around this time last year. And I paid for the package to have them, film it and everything. And man, it was a time of my life, just being out there, and it's so surreal being up in the sky, and flying a drone and being able to see it on your FPV and just being able to see what it sees and capture things from above is huge. Granted, I'm never going to get that high again, but man, it's just awesome. And it's I just feel like I just want to be able to share my experiences with everybody. And I appreciate everybody that watches it, because you're taking that time out of your day, out of your life to come and watch my video. That's an honor. To me, that's huge.
Well, that's super cool. And you did very well. I was doing everything I possibly could to see if I would mess with you and you would stumble during that whole segment, but you did really good. I was quite proud of you.
I didn't even notice.
But yeah, I'm still playing with stuff. I think it's cool. I like how we can do this and we can kind of let people interact. And sometimes I just figured out an idea. If somebody's got a good question and we're not really noticing it, we can throw it up here, and then everybody will be like, "Oh, yeah, that's a good question." And and just like you can see, I've been throwing up like, "Hey, Kenny says hi, Ethan Mitchell." Wait a minute, let's get this. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. A little bit better.
Brian.
Okay, can you all hover over there? Can you all do anything with the chat?
No.
Just see it on the side.
So I'm on the side.
Oh,
I just have the pop-up chat.
Okay, what about in the room with me? Okay, in the StreamYard room, you don't see the chat.
No.
Oh, that blows, man. You all should. So there's no way to give you well, that's cool. I mean, to a certain extent, but it'd be cool if I could give you all the control too, so that you all could see chat. Because now this way, it's like I have to do. All right, continue. I'm sorry. And I'm glad that Josh is here and putting up with our fumbling around while we play with this new software and figure things out. What all drones do you own, Josh?
So I have a lot. I have well, at least what I would consider a lot. I have the Xeno. I have the Mavic 2, the Mavic 2 Pro, which again used to be a Mavic 2 Zoom, and I just swapped the cameras on those. I have the DJI Spark, the Parrot Anafi, the Parrot Bebop 2, the Tello. I just recently got the Tello. I haven't flown it yet. What else? What else is sitting back there? I got the Golden Egg drone. That's become a big thing. The Christmas egg drone. I think that's it. Yep. I think I got them all.
So Josh,
okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to ask Josh, now that he switched his Mavic 2 over to the Mavic Pro, which one do you prefer, the Zoom or the Pro?
That's a really good question. I've had it on the Pro lens now for a little while. The Pro camera, excuse me, for a little while, and I haven't really had the need to switch it back. But then again, I don't really fly it every day either. But given that I can swap it in about 5 to 5.5 minutes, on demand, or either out there in the field. I feel like when the time comes when I'm going to need it, then I have that capability of being able to switch it, which I think is nice. But I love that Pro. I love that Pro camera. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
It's really nice.
I was curious when DJI, because I have the Pro, but also had the Zoom at one time, and I always thought it was interesting that DJI didn't put the same picture profiles on both. So if you're using D-Log on the Pro and you're also filming with the Zoom, you have to use the Cine like D, which isn't the same. But I just thought that was odd that they left those features out. So it makes it a little bit more challenging to match the footage.
Yeah, and I mean, that. For me, I haven't gone too in depth in like the pro modes, and again, that's where I need some more help for sure, specifically from you, Ethan. Man, I know you're the king of editing videos, man. That's beautiful, and the pictures are gorgeous. So I can definitely use some help there, but and learn a little bit more from the professional side of cameras.
Sure. What video editor do you use?
I use Power Director 17.
Right. Yeah. I actually use the on my Android devices. I use the Power Director app, and it's definitely one of my favorite like app-based editors for Android products. Works pretty good.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I have that on my phone too. I haven't actually used it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the program I use on my computer. I've used it. Oh my gosh, ever since I was back in high school.
Right.
That was my favorite. So I just kind of kept going with it. I know there are better editors out there, but it's easy for me. It works, and the quality's pretty good. So I'm happy with it.
Sure. Well, speaking of color, Marcus Crawford sent me some raw footage from the Xeno earlier this week, and I had a chance to put it through Final Cut Pro and tweak it a little bit. And it actually came out surprisingly well. I was actually quite surprised how well the Xeno did to color grading. So I'll post a little link to a little short clip that I posted on YouTube. It doesn't have any audio or any music or anything to it, but it's just kind of for anybody that's interested. I posted in the chat, and that'll take you to a short YouTube video where I color graded some of the Xeno's footage, and it actually surprisingly looks really nice.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Now he posted it in the chat. I'm trying because that's on that computer there. See, this is what he's saying. But I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I got an idea. Y'all keep talking.
That looks amazing. It's hard to believe that that quad is that inexpensive to get that kind of footage.
Yeah, it's actually. I was very impressed for the cost of what the Xeno is, and for it to be cranking out that kind of footage. I was actually super impressed.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great.
Especially the last part of that clip where, like, if you see, like, the last section, there's 3 different cuts that I did. But the last section where you could see the ground is all, very, very dark, like underexposed.
I just watched it. That looks great.
And like, when I brought up the shadows and all that came out, I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, nice.
Whose baby got stolen?
Yeah, right.
Hey. All right. Travel safe, Angela.
Did you think I stole your baby?
What's that? Oh, yeah, back then I did. Just now. So don't
Wow.
get my eye on you.
Look at these stones, Jim. Thousands of them.
Yeah, no, that was just some like color tweaking and like one of the green, orange and teal LUTs that I like to use. But yeah, it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah, I've been thoroughly. Where is that coming from? Is that on the actual video here or what?
Can you take a seizure or a heart attack or something?
I can make myself cry.
Do that, Jim.
I got it.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's watching TV in the background.
What?
Don't me.
Really love to check out the
I hope nobody's watching TV here. I'm by myself.
Well, was this trippy for a minute, man? I was like, did we step into the drone twilight zone or what?
You got me nervous now. I'm actually looking around.
You know that, guys, that actually might have been me. I apologize. That I thought my TV was down low enough, but I guess it wasn't. My fault.
No, that's okay. We're just a little
Busted.
paranoid every now and again. What? Anyway, so what is your plan inevitably? Do you want to, are you going to get a 107? Are you want to sell your stuff? Do you want to have a huge YouTube channel? Do you want to be, I don't know, you tell us your goal here, I guess.
So basically, I would like to have a 107. I am slowly studying, if you will, for it. I'm just trying to get everything in line to get that. So that would be nice to have, and maybe do some stuff on the weekends. I have a Monday through Friday job, that I work. I work 7 to 4, Monday through Friday. It's not, it's a good job. I'm happy with it for right now. But I am off on weekends, which is nice. And that's when I do most of my flying. And man, if I can do something, to help out, anybody else, on the weekends, things like that with a Part 107 and make some money on it, I'd be a happy camper. It would be awesome to be able to fly and get paid to do it. But I don't know if I'd ever be good enough for that, but who knows? Anything's possible.
I definitely recommend getting it. If you guys need it, if anybody that needs any help or wants any recommendations about what study material to get, I can definitely hit me up. I can definitely help you out.
I'll be hitting you up for that, Ethan.
Well, what do you use, John Cuppi? What is your study material?
Remote pilot 101. This is water, okay? It's water. It's just water. I'm not
Some
drinking
Cristal.
on screen. Just so YouTube doesn't demonetize the video, okay? We're not promoting alcohol. It's water. Water, folks. Remote Pilot 101. I actually bought the Remote Pilot 101 with Ken's coupon code a while back. I think it was you who tossed me that code, Bill. And I'm just like, yeah. I'm taking
we
this
both jumped on at the same time, but we've been studying for what, a year and a half now?
Yeah, I mean, I got it. I got it, and I put it up because I'd intended to at some point just sit down and study all of it and then take the test. And then I kind of just decided I didn't feel like doing that for now. I put that on a back burner. Yeah.
Well, until we find out if Amazon's going to take the skies or not.
I mean, what stinks is it's like $150, and it only lasts for 2 years, and then you've got to take the whole thing all over again. I'm sorry, if I'm going to spend $150 on something like that, I want to have a plan. I really want to have a solid plan and actually, so. Pellegrino. San Pellegrino.
Pellegrino champagne is what you're saying there. Yeah, look. That's what the bottle said.
Sparkling mineral water. Mineral water, folks. Water.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Dan's going to get his. He's thinking about it seriously. I really need to go ahead, but I've got something that I should have done last week when I told y'all I should have done last week, but I didn't do, so I have to do like in the next couple of days. So I still have 6 hours that I got to get. Gary, I think you need to buy a Xenos. Anybody wanting to buy a Phantom 4 Pro for $250. You said you just need enough to buy the Xeno, man. Or you said, no. Oh, wait, you need more than that, do you?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the DJI FPV system, man.
Nah, not that either.
Wait. I think
Can't blame you for that.
I was going to go get my DJI FPV system and my Stormtrooper helmet and put it on and come back in. I see everybody still talking in the chat. Rather than I'll keep throwing stuff up. Cardoso's talking more. Greg Pittman's saying that's what the bottle says. I put that up there. Drone Pool really considering getting his 107. Kenny's saying, yes, you need to go for it. Ethan Mitchell is right. And that's not hard to do, studying for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Rick, do you have 107? I didn't know that. That's super cool.
That is cool.
Artco Drone Fluke, John, it's good for life. Yeah, that's what I got. Mine's for life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got the good one for good for life too. Yep.
Someone told my wife that. Oh wait, I got to put this up.
Is Art 107? I think Art is 107 too, isn't he?
I don't know.
Somebody told my wife the military base is looking for drone pilots. Oh, Kenny's interested at 250. Kenny's interested at 250.
I already shot him down.
Oh, Drone Life RC, yo, it's me. Good to see you.
Art says, yep, he is.
Very good. I did not know that. Art. I'll take 5P, 4Ps at that price. It's one of those websites, huh? What was it that one I posted for Parrot? It was called Featherless. Featherless.com was the site that had that on. And I'm gonna admit to something here since we're right here at this point. Everybody's heard me bitch and moan about DJI Select.
Oh no!
For almost a year now. That's right. It's almost time for my membership to expire.
You're going to renew, aren't you?
I already did.
Oh my
God. But they offered me a deal. It was only like $25, so I was like, okay, I can take $75 worth of coupons for $25.
Yeah, off of landing gear, but bet too, right?
But the thing about it is I want to see what my birthday present is, a $5 coupon. Because it says in the DJI Select, I can bring that up too, can I? Oh boy, DJI. Okay, keep going. I'm just talking about Select, and I thought everybody get a kick out of it because I've always griped about it, saying they don't do it, yada, yada, yada. And then I turn right around, and what do? I renewed DJI.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of DJI, I should be getting my Osmo Action back this week. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I don't break it again.
Yeah, what did you do to it, Ethan? I missed that.
Well, so I'm learning to fly FPV right now. And so that means I crash a lot. And when I mean a lot, I crash a lot. But I put the Osmo Action on one of the roosters, and I crashed it into the ground a few times. But this is over grass, and they weren't hard crashes by any means. I've had way worse. But just once it crashed a few times, it first started the back screen stopped coming on. Like I could still see the front screen, but the back screen would go blank. And then when I got it home, and I pulled it up to see the footage off of it, it wouldn't start up at all. So and I called DJI, but there was no physical damage on it at all. So
that's weird.
Yeah, something on the inside, but according to DJI, I asked them about a durability test, if they had a durability documentation, and they sent me an email saying that it is a precision product and it should be treated as such. Wow. So
you get one on us and don't screw up again. We think you might sell some stuff for us. So.
Well, they it's interesting though. They have a couple YouTube videos of them nailing in a nail into a board with it, running over it with a car, doing all sorts of stuff that's saying that it's durable, but yet they say don't try this at home. So, but I mean, I've had a GoPro Hero 7, for the past year, and that thing has been smashed. I don't know how many times, and it doesn't even blink an eye, other than it locks up every now and again. But
hey, John, can you say your ABCs backwards?
And that's the trap. Because if you actually start trying, That's when they say, "All right, put your hands behind your back."
Just figured I'd throw that one out there because he just took the big bottle of flag.
Hey,
swig.
following up on what Ethan just said, I also have a DJI Osmo Action for sale as well.
Oh, really? You ready to get rid of it too? Well, you got to put some prices out there, man.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to. All right, I'll sell the Osmo Action for $1,000. How about that?
I'll buy it.
Well, I'm just saying.
There you go.
The whole
So,
point was if you all will remember, DeMarco said $175 and 2 Xenos disappeared. Poof.
Poof. I'll sell a Tiny Hawk for $1,000. It's a little bit of a fixer-upper, but $1,000 to go to a good home.
A little bit
and then I can buy the DJI FPV system.
oh,
There you go.
Ooh, yeah. So that's the ultimate goal. You want the DJI FPV system, and you want a Hubson Xeno, right?
who, me? No, I don't want the DJI HD deal. I think there's going to be. I think the competition is going to come out of the woodwork on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's other companies going to come out swinging.
Oh yeah, I think.
Okay, what do you all think of that?
Well, I think DJI missed a critical element by not including an analog transmitter, so people could still use, Fat Sharks with it at some way, shape, or form.
I agree 100% with Ethan. That was such a misstep. And, especially if you get together and fly with other people, half of the fun is being able to tune in your goggles to their gear. If you're the odd man, you're going to be the odd man out with those goggles. Because unless everybody's running DJI, then you can't watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they could have definitely took a step forward if they just included something as simple as having an analog transmitter on that air unit, but probably would have added a lot more size to it. But who knows? I think they should have done that instead of added the onboard recording.
But I gotta be honest with you, I want to try it. I really do. I'm really interested in trying it, but I'm never gonna blow the money on it just to give it a try. You know what I mean? It's just too expensive when I'm already invested in all this analog stuff. But I really do want to try it. I mean, there's been a lot of complaining about it, but I don't see how some people can at least admit that, hey, this is a pretty serious piece of tech. I mean, they've come up with something pretty amazing. I mean, you got to give that to DJI. They knocked it out of the park, or it looks like it. They did anyway.
Yeah, I was actually curious that, if they weren't going to do like an analog transmitter in the air unit, at least they could have also done some kind of mini ground station that you could with HDMI out, so you could plug your Fat Sharks into it and still use them.
Yep, they just missed the boat on a lot with it, but
yeah, they still have that.
I think it's really interesting though.
Yeah, they still have that proprietary mentality, but I was surprised that they actually came out with that and made it integrated with Betaflight. I was actually really surprised that they did that.
Yeah, I mean, usually DJI doesn't make their stuff talk with anything. But you know what? They know that if they didn't at least try to integrate with everything or with some things, then absolutely nobody would buy it. I mean, look, that's great and all that they did that, but people need to remember, hey, this is still a highly proprietary product at the end of the day, and I know it's going to keep the adoption of it down.
Yep.
And for good reason.
I mean, but there's going to be somebody. I mean, already we're hearing about Fat Sharks coming out with something, and there was something that Andy RC posted the other day on Banggood that was on sale. I mean, it's just, the technology's been there. They just haven't done it quite as well as DJI did it. But, like I said, I'd love to fly it. I mean, I think that would be cool to see 720 in your goggles without any kind of, the static that we're used to flying FPV. But I'm just kind of it'd be nice, but it's not tax season, so I don't have a whole lot of money to blow.
Yeah, I also think they also totally wasted their time putting the receiver in it.
Amen. Yeah.
and the remote. Yeah.
Well, they're doing that so they could sell the remote, which I don't. FPV people aren't gonna. I think it's more geared to people that are coming into it, because the people that have been into FPV, I don't want to give up my X9D. I just don't. There's no
Right.
way. And I don't think hardly anybody else that's flying FPV or has been flying is saying, okay, well, I'll try this new radio that I don't know anything about. I don't know how the gimbals feel, blah, 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 blah. So there's that for sure.
Yeah, and plus, like I bought my Tranis X9D for like $100 off a buddy of mine, and it's older, but it still works just fine, and you could pair it up with just about any receiver out there.
Yeah, it's tried and true, man. That to me, that's like something that's been around forever, and it's probably going to be around a lot longer too.
Right.
Yeah, especially since Free Sky keeps making these abominations of new radio. Like, what are they thinking? Every time they release a new radio, I'm like, what are you doing? Except the X-Lite, but even the X-Lite's got its own issues, though. Even the X-Lite, there was a few. What are you thinking? So,
I never understood that one either. I mean, I get the form factor, but I don't want to be like this. I want to be like I've got a radio. I just think the X9D is it's perfect.
Well, I'm a thumber, and honestly, the size and the form factor of that X-Lite really, really appeals to me. But I feel like it can't replace my. Well, there's a whole issue with D8 and D16 too, especially in the whole micro world. Like, even if I got it, it would actually stop me from being able to fly certain models, especially a lot of these micros, because a lot of them will only really function in D8, and the new X-Lite Pro doesn't do D8, it only does D16. So what if I'm going to stop myself from being able to fly certain models, and it's going to be limiting. So I don't know. I'm not sure what will happen with that in due time, but
so
X90 all the way.
Yeah, I was actually looking at getting that Mobula 7 version 2. Does that bind right up with a Tranis?
Yeah, an X9D Plus. But the funny thing is, that's what I was talking about, because I've bought a Mobula 7 as well, but it only runs in that D8 mode that I'm talking about. So if you were to get an X-Lite, then it literally wouldn't bind to it. That's why X9D Plus is awesome. It's literally the jack of all trades radio. It'll do everything in this hobby, everything you want it to do.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting how you can add crossfire to it, so your long range stuff, and then if you still want to fly your micros, you can have a setting for that too.
That's right.
Josh, don't feel bad. I don't understand half of what they're talking about now.
You're not going to see that with that DJI system.
I heard DJI system. I know about the DJI system, and I know it's $1,000, and I don't understand why it was $1,000 or more. And so I was just trying to listen in, and I'm like, I don't really know too much about this.
This is why in that ad that keeps running on YouTube with Johnny FPV, he says stuff like, how does it go? Have you guys seen that ad with Johnny FPV? Oh my goodness, it's coming up all the time for me. He says something like, DJI just provides all the parts, everything goes together. You don't have to worry about selecting anything. You just plug it in and go. Wow. It's that easy.
Wow. I decided to get YouTube Premium, so I don't get the ads. Thank goodness.
Are you interested in FPV? Do you have plans to go into that arena? And I noticed that earlier when we were talking off cam in Facebook chat, you posted a drone and asked what we thought of it, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. So I actually posted a picture of the Hubsan H123D X4. I know it retails at like 170 or something with a controller or something like that, and it looks like a smaller FPV racing a drone. And I ended up getting it on eBay from Hubsan US for like $80. They accepted my offer. It was a total low blow offer, and they accepted it. I didn't think they would. And so I have it. I haven't opened it yet. I'm actually kind of afraid. I don't want to fly it around my neighborhood because I don't know what's going to happen. to be honest with you, I don't know. I'm going to crash it a lot, I'm sure. So I should probably wait till I take it out to the golf course before I bring that puppy out. But I was just curious. I mean, it looked. I saw a couple reviews on it before I decided to make an offer on it, and I mean, it's Hubsan, so I thought, okay, hit or miss. And if they would accept my offer, then great. Then if it ends up being something that I didn't like or whatever, then I wasn't out too much money. And that's, who knows, I could love that thing. But it looks like I have it back there actually, and it looks like I can attach some other little small cameras that I have to it as well. So I just bought the what is that? The Firefly Micro 2 or something as well. It just came in, so I'll be interested in attaching that to that thing once I try it out.
You were talking about action cams. Which ones do you have?
So I have the Osmo Action. I have a lot of SJ cam stuff. The SJ8 Pro. I have the SJ. What is it? The 4. And then a couple others. I have the Thei T5 Edge is another one that I really like. And then a couple 360 cameras as well. The 1X. What's the Evo too? The Insta360 Evo, the virtual reality camera as well. That thing's pretty cool. There's a bunch of other too. They're mainly Chinese knockoffs. For the most part, the biggest one that I have is the Osmo Action. I never got into the GoPros. Never got into the GoPros for some reason. I always thought, I guess they were just overpriced, but that was just me. They could be amazing. I've never tried them. I have no idea.
I think both of those statements are true. They're amazing and they're overpriced.
Oh yeah.
And they're just I don't know. It's just one of those things, And I just found some of the other action cameras that I got, they were good enough for me, and for what I was doing at the time. And maybe if I actually had one and used one, maybe I'd absolutely love it. I mean, I do like the Osmo Action, and I think that was still relatively high price wise, but I like DJI products, and I thought, might as well get on the Action while I can. So I do like it though. It is a nice camera, and I use it regularly on my hack cam, so it's used a lot.
That's my new hack cam too. The Osmo Action.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a nice one. I think the audio is great. I don't need any external audio. I actually even ended up getting this the Sony external audio recorder, but I've only used it a couple times because the audio on that's great in my opinion. It works for me,
I'll tell you this. I mean, I've tried a whole bunch of action cameras. I guess I'm kind of like you. I've got a whole bunch of them. I've had a Get Up camera. I've got Firefly cameras. Firefly 7S, 8S. Bill actually has an 8S, right? I think on my recommendation. So those are some amazing cameras, and GoPro had this stronghold on the action camera market because there really weren't any good options or good knockoffs at the time when say the Hero 4 came out. But today, especially if you're not trying to do like a top of the line production, some of those cheaper cameras, they're amazing. I mean, the Firefly 8S,
I agree,
is absolutely amazing. But
beautiful camera.
The Osmo Action is a whole nother level. There's just nothing like that out there that's really, really worth the money. But what I was saying was the microphone on it is I would say it's the most passable action camera microphone I have ever used. I won't use an action camera microphone anymore unless it's the Osmo, because the GoPro one sounds terrible. The Firefly one sounds terrible. They all sound terrible, but the Osmo Action, I was really impressed with how it is. I still want an external microphone though. I want DJI to get off their ass and get that external microphone adapter working, because bar none, an external mic, shirt mic, always sounds better than any action cam mic, period. End of story. They've got to get it out, so I hope they do it soon.
And I'm sure they will, to be honest with you. I truly think they will, and I'm surprised. One of the first things I did when I first got my Osmo Action is I tried that audio adapter for the for the Osmo Pocket. I tried it in there just to see. I just thought it was worth a shot, a quick shot, and well, of course it didn't work, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah, of course, it's always worth a shot.
So have you guys tried to use Osmo Action with ND filters at all?
Not me.
Yeah.
So I noticed that using ND filters, you drop and it drops the shutter speed down automatically. The stabilization will go to crap.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it does it actually. It's actually worse. The GoPro Hero 7 does that too, but not as bad as the Action does. So, yeah, I have a whole set of ND filters that I stopped using because it was just coming out really, really terrible. But if you take stabilization off and do everything manual exposure, then it actually comes out looking really, really nice. But you don't have the stabilization.
Wow. That brings me to a good question. Josh and Ethan, when you wear it, Ethan, do you wear it on your head at all as a hat cam or no?
No, I carry it around on like a selfie stick.
Yeah. All right, so I mean, Josh, you do similar videos to what I do. So, like, do you have the stabilization turned on when you do those videos, or do you leave it off? Because I've done a few videos, and right now I feel like my preference is to actually leave it off when it's on my head cam, and I'm just standing there flying a drone. I feel like I don't need it, and it like I've compared the footage, and I really do prefer the unstabilized stuff. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Wow, that's interesting. I've never actually turned it off, to be honest with you. Since I've had that camera, I haven't turned it off. I haven't even captured anything with that stabilization off, without the rock steady. I've always left it on, and I like to move around a lot. I turn. I don't know if you notice, and sometimes in my videos I cut it out, but I do a lot of walking around. Even while I'm flying, I turn and I look around, and I don't know why, but I don't know if I get nervous or what it is, but I do move a lot, so it just, I don't know. I've just always left it on.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. What I noticed was when I turned it, when I did a video with it on, well, first of all, you realize how much it cuts out automatically. It just seems to, I guess it zooms in big time. And then I noticed how much I'm missing, especially with where I have it on my head. Like I did this one review recently with it in there, and I was throwing this little drone in the air, and I realized if I didn't have if I had the stabilization off, I would have had that giant field of view, and it would have captured it. And I was like, especially since I'm flying drones out in front of me, I'm trying to capture that. I feel like I want to have the widest field of view that I possibly can when I'm doing a review. So,
yeah, and that makes sense. I have noticed where there were times when I had my hat cam on and I was looking up at the drone coming down, and I was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to get this great shot, and it was out of the field of view, and I was like, oh man, I missed that shot. I said, I don't know how I missed that. It was literally right there.
True Drone Reviews actually just chimed in. He said, in my child's the Hero 7 is way better in artificial light than the Osmo Action. He also says that the rock steady really crops the picture. Yeah, Brian, that's exactly what I noticed too, that it's crazy cropped. And I didn't even realize it, because initially I thought to myself, oh, I want rock steady on all the time. If my head bobs around, I want to not have it, shake. But after seeing that, I'll just keep my head steady like it has been for all these years with the GoPro on there. It just crops too much out, in my opinion. That's good.
Yeah, but actually the rock steady does work better than the hyper smooth. Like I've got a little mount to put on the dog and let her run around with it, and it does work exceptionally well. But yeah, that crop that it has on it is pretty massive, especially if you're used to like the super view on the Hero 7 at a 2.7K. The super view is really, really nice.
Yeah, that's what I think killed it for the FPV guys and the Osmo Action. Because super view is, that's what we all use, or I say we, but anybody that flies FPV that knows about videos, all the big guys, people are using super view, and it's just got this
super view.
Cool looking. I can't even describe it. But to that, I thought that the Action had something like D-warp, or is that?
Yeah, that just takes off the fisheye effect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It doesn't make it any wider, unfortunately. But when I get mine back this week, hopefully it'll come back this week. So this weekend I'm going to try. I have a anamorphic lens that can mount on my cell phone, and that is like awesome. That
Oh,
is taking
give me a
the
moment.
cell phone footage. Like, it looks amazing with that.
Was it Give Me a Moment? You got a moment lens?
It's a knockoff moment.
Oh, really? A knockoff moment.
Yeah, the moment lens is like $150. This thing was $40, but it works just as well, and it works with the Moment app. So, and I did some test footage when I was up fishing, and I was just blown away how good this footage looks now. So I was hoping if I could come up with a way to mount it on the Osmo Action, hopefully I can get that wider view. So we'll see.
Did you all see what I had highlighted a minute ago? Cold War Television was saying, what do you guys think that DJI, basically, is there going to be a removable gimbal type deal similar to a Karma, but made by DJI?
No.
Good answer.
No.
What kind of flag is that? I can see a U.S. flag, and is that a Filipino flag? Is that a Filipino flag? I can't tell for sure. If you get a chance, tell us there, Cold War Television. And I can see Rick was saying he used the filters on the Osmo Action. He has not seen a problem. He needs to look better, he guesses.
You know something interesting? I had the original Osmo when it came out, and I had to take it back because it just wasn't. I don't know. Maybe I didn't know what I was doing as well, but it took good footage. But wasn't that camera on one of the higher, like an Inspire or something, or am I mistaken?
What's a Russian flag?
Anybody?
Bueller?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bueller?
Mike B says he can't afford the high dollar cams. He uses a potato. Mike, you know what? You don't have to.
Wait, here we go. As John was speaking earlier.
That's Firefly 8S. Awesome cam, man. You go look at some footage from that.
There it is.
I'm just like everybody else.
There it is.
The Force One knockoff for the drones. I actually have one of those in there, the Ghost drone. So basically, Bugs 3.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah.
Very
With
nice.
the 7 white?
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. I've got a regular 7 too. Another.
Mikey says he's a Firefly guy.
That does not surprise me, Birdman.
You're talking about. Here we go. That's the one we were saying. That's a good one. Wait a minute. I don't know. I've never used a potato. Can you come on and show us how to use a potato and how to edit properly? Please. I just wanted to. Wait. Okay. Wait. Hello, drone shots. Raymond Millwood saying, Dan. Birdman saying, Artco, hey, bro. Oh, that kind of rhymes, don't it? Artco, hey, bro. Roger's still here. Yep, Roger's still here. He's hollering back and forth, and there we go. Ethan Mitchell in the house. Ethan Mitchell in the house. Everybody say hi to Ethan. Okay.
I'll tell you what, I took my Osmo Action to a water park, though, and I was pleasantly surprised to see the lens did not mess up. So I guess I got a good one.
Me too. Yeah, it didn't bother with mine either. The only thing I noticed that sometimes you'll get a water bead that'll cling to the lens.
Well, that happens no matter what. That's unavoidable. But I mean, and you know what? People say that front camera was a gimmick. No, it's not. When you're going down a water slide, it's nice to see that you've got yourself in frame and you're not.
Oh yeah, when we were in Costa Rica, I used the Osmo Action exclusively, and I used that front facing screen all the time. It was nice, really nice to have.
Hey Mitch, glad to have you in the house. As you can see, we got you thrown up here. Everybody say hi to Mitch there. He's in the house. And I wanted to Mike, Ron he's kind of taking a break from doing the live. He was doing 3 days a week of live streaming. And he really didn't have a whole lot of extra time for family life and stuff. So he's kind of backed out of it here. And Ethan has graciously jumped in with us. And Ron's going to spend more time with his family and dedicate a little bit more time to Xeno Nation and his channel right now. So we're, like I said at the beginning of the show, we're wishing Ron the best and hope him greener pastures ahead. And glad to have Ethan with us. And we got Josh on with us tonight. And we want to make sure Josh has got, how many subs you got right now, Josh?
I think last time I checked, 73, I think.
Oh, we need to get you on in the morning sometime with Roger.
Yeah, get on there with Roger in the morning, Canadian Drone Hub.
And get you some more people to see in your stuff. You'll get some more input on it. You'll get a lot more FPV pilots. You'll get a lot more diverse crew coming to your channel. So,
Awesome.
So if you get a chance, please make sure to check out Canadian Drone Hub as soon as you get a chance, especially early in the mornings. They're always on there. Get in there and start talking to them. Tell Roger that you heard about it from me and John and Nemo and Ethan and everybody else, and they'll get you some help and get you over 100 subs. Let me get you.
Oh, wow.
Somebody, let's get him up here. Who can get the link in there first? Who can get the link in there first? My computer's streaming, so it's like, nope, I'm not going to do it that quickly.
Wait, the Apple device will get it.
Oh, man. Oh, 75 subscribers. Sorry.
We're working on it. We got you a couple more, maybe.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did it because it was 73 earlier. So thank you guys, seriously, for everybody who
we want
does
more.
subscribe to me. Thank you.
We want you at 100. We want you to. Oh, look at that. I guess it's the Intel device here that was saving the day.
I gave up. I didn't feel like doing it.
Oh, whatever.
So I got a little piece of news here. Did anybody see the video that Joshua Bardwell released today about his interview that he did with one of the guys from the FPV Freedom Coalition?
Yes, I watched the whole thing with David Messina. Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, when they talked about using when you get your Lance or your LANC authorization, it's being proposed that will be the form of remote ID. I think that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll definitely help. So you don't have to carry a transponder thing. That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Glad to hear.
That's awesome.
Something I wanted to do. We're in the free floating stage of the program, as everybody knows. I want to give a quick introduction and say that we're going to have next week. Artco Drone Solutions will be on with us. Art's coming on with us. We're going to talk about what Art's up to and what he's getting into in the future. And then the very next week, we'll have the infamous Curtis, the voice, Dart. He's going to come on. He wants to talk to us, kind of give us a brief introduction of software and how he edits. He really wants to talk about copyright issues and some stuff that people may or may not know about when their future gets to that monetization stage. And then the very next week, at the end of August, everybody's been asking for it, and you, Josh, have brought it up tonight. We're going to have the beginning of a software series featuring my friend Jay Haynes, who happens to work with Hit Film, and that's what I started with and I used. And then we're also going to have the man himself, Ethan Mitchell, who's going to talk to us about the Apple softwares and other products as well. Yes.
I'm sure they have Windows applications too, I hope.
That's what my Hit Film guy's coming in for. So he's coming in for that. You see, that's y'all were talking about how many, because I have Power Director. I do have that one. I have the Lifetime Filmora. I have the decent subscription to the Adobe products, all of them. And I also have the full subscription to Hit Film Pro. But the Power Director, I have the full year subscription to it. So my problem is I'll see something that's cool in all the softwares, and then I'll start playing with one, and I'll say, okay, if I can make it here, I need to bring it over to this one. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, well, Blender could do it even better. So then I'm installing, trying to learn Blender. And then I'm realizing, well, I've got like a lot of footage that I should edit, but do I really want to edit it? And then the next thing I know, it's like Tuesday night, and I'm going, we got a show tomorrow. And before the show starts, everybody's going, what's the plan tonight? I said, let's talk Gary into buying a Xeno. And so that's how it happened.
I told you. I mean, really, if I got rid of the Phantom, I would definitely do it.
Well, people can't read your mind and say, well, I'm going to send you a check for $850 because I think that's what you want for it.
I would take 850.
Would you take 750?
No.
800?
No.
Ooh.
Because you got to ship. I mean, if someone can pick it up, I would probably take 800.
Okay,
would you take 175? No, I tried.
Oh, wow.
It's a magic number.
So, Josh, I got a question for you. Which drone do you prefer, the Anafi or the Xeno?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question. You know, at this point, right this second, I would have to say the Xeno. And I think the only reason why I say that is because I've flown it more. You know, I love the fact that Anafi survived hanging, 100 feet in a tree, you know, and fell down and survived and did perfect and beautifully. But man, I don't know. I just think I like the Xeno more just because I've flown it more. But I think that's truly the only reason. That I think the video quality on the Anafi is better. I think obviously it's so much more stable and steady. The reason why it's got stuck in a tree is because my own stupidity. You know, it's a beautiful quad, and I think that given that thing fell that far and that high and survived, I don't think the Xeno could have survived that fall. I just don't.
Also, like noise wise, is it significantly quieter than the Xeno?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely quieter. I mean, it's definitely a noticeable difference for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in terms of those props, and I don't know if I think it's just because of those props. Those things just feel so flimsy, you know. But they're not. I mean, you know, they hold up well, and even after, like I said, that fall, that I immediately took that thing right back up, and yeah, I of course did my inspection of the props and so forth, but nothing was damaged, you know. And granted, I'm sure if it fell on cement, it would have been a different story, but you know, it held up well.
My Xeno's been crashed twice, as far as I know. I don't know.
That's
Not
right.
by
Now,
you.
I don't know if he changed the props before it's been crashed twice, but the thing looks like it's not going to scratch on it otherwise. So,
and that's awesome, you know. And I mean, I think that I crashed my Xeno once, and I don't know what happened. You know, I was taken off from the backyard back here, and it just went sideways right into my porch post. I don't know what happened to it. It was maybe 3 feet off the ground when that happened. But
I mean, that kind of sounds a little similar to what happened to Ready Set Drone, because he had the video with the Xeno, and it sort of just went off I think it went off to the side or something. You really couldn't see because he was looking at it at the time, and he just goes, "No, I don't know why that happened." He's like, I feel like that was not pilot error. He's like, that's all I can say. And I'm wondering if like maybe the compass just went wild for some reason. Usually that's why that kind of stuff happens.
Well, I just wanted to say that my Xeno has been crashed twice, and I know the guy who crashed it personally, and we've had a discussion, and so it's okay. Because I was the dumbass that crashed the Xeno twice. But my problem was, it's the same as what you're saying. It was like 3 to 4 feet off the ground, but it was because it was hooked to the phone and it wasn't bound to the controller properly. So when I was trying to do stuff, I was like playing and my fingers were hitting the phone, I'm thinking. And that's what led it to sliding into the house, because until I realized after I had done it twice and actually looked at some instructions, you know, I didn't realize that it wasn't properly bound. So I think that may have been the issue. I know that was the issue with me. I don't know what yours was, but it sounds very similar because, like I said, the reason that mine drifted was because I didn't realize the virtual sticks were on my phone. And I was up there playing with the sticks on the controller, and my thumbs were down here hitting the screen. And then I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, oh, you idiot, it's bound to the phone and not the controller.
One of the comments that I got recently from somebody on my the Xeno firmware update adventure that I did, somebody told me, don't forget, after you do the firmware update, you should also recalibrate the controller, the HT016B or whatever. You're supposed to actually recalibrate that controller too. And I don't know. I guess after you flash the firmware, it's a good idea to make sure everything is all up to date and calibrated, just as a general rule. But I didn't really think about the controller right off the bat. I mean, mine seems to be working fine, but I will be doing that calibration.
You know, that's something to also watch out for on the Anafi. I've noticed a few times that if you don't have your phone in airplane mode, sometimes the Anafi, the drone, will bind to your phone instead of the remote, which is a trick. But if you catch it, it's no problem. But I'm just kind of curious that it doesn't default to the remote always.
78. He's great.
78.
He's getting 3 subs, and we're all grateful.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I've been thanking everybody. I've been trying to keep an eye on the chat at the same time, trying to at least. And I hope I thanked everybody that at least told me. But thank you guys so much for everything. I really do appreciate it. And again, I really appreciate anybody that just even takes the time to watch the videos. And I just love doing it, and it's fun for me. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, that's super cool. What I love is how the thing that I've noticed and I love about this software is sometimes we don't always notice the chat, but we can. The only thing that I don't like about it is how you guys can't highlight something too, because it would be really cool. Like because sometimes we'll get on a really good thought and everybody's just inputting, and then something will come in good from the chat, and we could do one of these and it could come into the chat and say like Drone Pool, hello Jim, how you doing? And if it might be something to do with like what we're talking about at the time, then it adds that much more to it, and it also keeps the chat involved.
Ooh,
there we go. Got a few more. What are we up to 79 now? Maybe
we might be. I think
by the
so.
way,
Old guy in a drone.
By the way, Drone Pool, if you're still out here, Ryan's Xeno shipped. So he's got the Xeno coming, and I'm guessing yours is going to be short behind.
Oh, wow. We got okay. Everybody that's ordering a Xeno, when it gets here, let us know, because we'll bring DeMarco back too. And we'll have a real, I don't know, we'll come up with something else. We'll have a Xeno world.
Oh, nice.
Xeno planet.
I'll be the only, me and Nemo will be the only ones left out.
Well, no, you're going to be Nemo's spokesperson to sell the Phantom 4 Pro, and your seller's fee will be another Xeno for you.
Whoa, man, you're making deals that I don't know
that my britches can't right.
Yeah, how did you know I was thinking that?
Because we're both about the same age, so we got the same kind of old morals. It's like there's different ones for each age group, I do believe.
I'd like to ask Drone Pool where he got that shirt.
Oh, he posted it in the.
Yeah, but I never saw where he got it. It had an F, a giant F.
No, but he posted the link when you said, "Where did you post it?"
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's see.
Drone Pool, no, he ordered the black one as well, and his shipped today, but it's been back ordered for
what? What happened?
We lost Cuppi.
We lost Cuppi. That's what you get, John. You pressed the wrong button. Where's he at? He's gone completely. And Josh is hello, Josh's living room. How are you? I don't know, but it's cool. So what do y'all want to do? Okay, Gary, you were talking about how you wanted to learn some more about editing and stuff. What is it that you're hoping to learn on August the 28th when we do this?
Color grading. What Ethan seems to be so good at. And we were all joking around talking about I use this software, that software. So color grading is basically across the board, right? You should be able to use the same techniques on any program. It's just a matter of knowing what sliders to do and whatever to adjust and all that good stuff, right?
Right. Well, you need to have a video editor that's going to give you that capability. Like, I know I haven't used like many of the app-based one, but from what I can tell, the only app-based editor that I've used that has that kind of color grading ability is LumaFusion on the iOS products. But I know as far as computer goes, Adobe Premiere can do it. Even if you get your After Effects or Apple Motion, they all can do color grading. But obviously Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve is supposed to be like one of the best that because their big thing for a long time has been color. I don't personally know how to use DaVinci Resolve. It's a little different. But Final Cut Pro I've gotten really good with. And I know a lot of people really like to color grade with Premiere because it's very similar to using Lightroom. So photographers that switch over to video are familiar with Lightroom, and so they can color grade pretty quickly with Premiere. But just about everything you can do in Premiere, you can do in Final Cut Pro.
That's what I figured.
Wow.
But
yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, but if you use Adobe Premiere Pro, then you don't have to use an Apple computer. So there's that.
Well, there's that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And you're not going to get much video editing done if your butterfly keyboard breaks. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I've only been using Apples just because I'm familiar with it, and I've been using it with no issues for so long. So I don't even know if mine has the butterfly keyboard or not. I've never had a problem with it, but apparently these newer ones do.
Yeah, my girlfriend has MacBook Pro 2016, and she's never had a problem with it. But like all these MacBooks that had the butterfly keyboard have been nothing but an issue.
Yeah, that's what I have. It's a 2016 with the high performance graphics card in it, but I've never had a problem with the keyboard. But when I'm at home, I use a Bluetooth keyboard exclusively. I almost never use the keyboard on the computer.
One sec.
Well, John made it back, and then he had to go. And then Gary, I found that link you were wanting. I posted it. Okay, there you go. And then you saw I had the page up there for a second also. See, it's like right here.
I love that shirt.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, I really like that. I saw you posting that on your Facebook page not too long ago, Bill.
No, that was not me. That was
that wasn't you?
That was Drone Pool Dan Nye.
Oh.
He was the one that posted it in Coast to Coast Drones, and we all were going bananas over it when we saw it, and everybody wanted to know where he got it from.
That's pretty cool looking.
I can do that too. I'm glad you kind of brought that up. I didn't even think about that. Keep going, guys. I'm sorry. You know me, I kind of jabber and think out loud sometimes.
So Nebo, I did a video a while back on color grading P-Log with the Paradinafi using Final Cut Pro. But a lot of the stuff that I talk about that's in there, goes for anything color grading in general. It's very, very basic, and I cover a couple plugins that I use quite often. But that would be a good starting ground if anybody wants to use that video or look at that video, and so that way you can get brought up to speed when the next 2 weeks when we get talking about color grading more extensively.
Yeah, I've tried to watch a few videos about how to do it, and I'm just like, I get kind of lost, and I'm like, okay, they're putting up things on Final Cut, and I've just had Final Cut for a few months now, and it's, I'm coming from iMovie, so a lot of it is similar, but at the same time, there's other things to do and add this and add these scopes, and I'm like, whoa, that's something it's a learning curve, but I can still edit videos, but it's still like, as far as the advanced stuff, I got a long way to go for sure.
Yeah, as far as scopes goes, I just use the we'll get to talk about later, but I don't really use the scopes a whole lot. I use them kind of like as basically I use the scopes more to color correct and color balance than anything. And then once I get the footage like corrected and squared away, then I'll start throwing the LUTs on and really making the colors pop out and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really know what a LUT was until I saw there's a video somebody was make it look like the Transformers movie, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And I watched the video, and he used LUTs in that one, but as far as anything, he didn't really adjust a whole lot outside of the LUT. But
yep. It's very rare that you'll find a LUT that works perfectly for your footage. Even when you use LUTs are kind of like the starting ground for some things. And then you also have LUTs that can make it look a certain way, but you also have LUTs that are designed to color correct or for log footage. Like if you're using a camera like a Canon or a Sony and you're shooting log or HLG, that company will make their own LUT to correct that footage, to like normalize it to what they call Rec 709. And then you can throw another LUT on top of that to give you your colors that you want. Like your real popular is like the orange and teal look, just because it's got that really good color contrast. But yeah, but we can get into that later on. It could be a little bit overwhelming, and plus there's a lot.
I'm already overwhelmed.
See, sometimes what I'll do too is I'll go, because sometimes I'll have a difficulty with the color spectrums, so I will go black and white and define it, and then go back and leave it there for kind of a neutral base, and then I'll just add adjustment layers and go from there, depending on whether it's the video or a photo. So kind of the same type of thing, but usually where I have trouble with my eyes, sometimes I'll revert to the black and white first, and then work my way back up, which is just adding another step, I guess.
Right. Actually, I've been toying around with creating an HDR look lately, where you basically take a copy of your footage, you make a negative of it, so it's got the inverted colors. You put it on top of your footage, and then you do like an overlay mixing blend. So the shadows will actually come out more because the negative is showing through.
Oh,
kind of gives it that HDR look. Sometimes it looks really cool, sometimes it doesn't. But
and now for a brief commercial interruption. As you can see, we now have the official drone therapy t-shirt. You too can be an official drone therapist. We have it at the original opening price of only $13. Yes, you too can be an official drone therapist. And thank you. Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
That's an awesome shirt, by the way. I like that.
I put it in. There's the front's just got the little basic logo that you can see up in the upper right hand corner, and then on the back, like I said, you can see the drone with the fuming. It's fuming, and it's sitting on the couch, and we're trying to get it to calm down. So I thought that was kind of neat and everything. But like I said, that's for some strange reason, Roger is able to sell them for like $11, but Teespring won't let me sell them for anything cheaper than that because I'm the one that buys most of my t-shirts. I've sent Ron one. I've sent John one. Nemo's got one coming on Saturday, which happens to be the day before Hulk Hogan's birthday.
Oh.
Which happens to be my birthday. My birthday's on Sunday, but anyway. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. No self-promotion whatsoever. Just throwing that out there. What did we lose John completely? Okay, now we're back to the Let's Get Furniture for John Cuppi telethon.
Yeah, looks a little bare.
Well, he was telling us the other day that they ordered a bunch of new stuff, and because we do this, it's either me or Gary or somebody that will rip on him every week going, John, you could really use some furniture. See that they obviously read a lot. Is that books back there in piles? Can't really tell.
Can't tell what that is.
Wait. Let's see. Hang on. Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like books. It looks like books to me. Wait.
Oh, I saw a cat.
I was wondering what that was. Bottom screen.
If the cat comes up on the screen, puts headphones on, I'm going to die.
Oh man,
He needs a real big.
That happens.
He needs a big Parks and Tech tapestry right there on that back wall, I think.
yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, if y'all can't see back here in the background, you'll notice it says, but I don't know, maybe when we all fade out, it will say it, but it says Drone Therapy 75, which we're approaching we're about 10 episodes away, and I had discussed once before. I think I've got 2 of these backpack drones. They're black Bugs 3s, and I think we're going to figure out some way to give one of those away for the 75th episode. But we've got to figure out some cool contest or some cool way to give it away between now and then. So yes, you people in the chat, and anytime you rewatch these that I'm talking about it or anybody else has mentioned it, help us think of a cool way to give away the drone. I got to put this one up.
Oh man.
So I would like to ask that. I was curious to see how many guys in the chat use color grade their footage or use LUTs. I saw a drone pool or drone shots put up that you can do a search for LUTs, and there is a lot of free LUTs on the internet. There is a ton, and searching through the ones that are actually good and are not good can be a little challenging.
Yeah, well,
so
a lot of your big channels, man. Even Peter McKinnon throws out free stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So he's always doing. And here's something I want. It's kind of an off the cuff plug here. If you get a chance, go check out Monty McKinnon. It's Peter's dad. Okay, he's got a channel he just started, and he's making guitars, and it's cool as hell. And he's the most laid back, super cool old guy in the world. And it's really cool to watch how enthusiastic he gets about building these guitars and stuff. So just kind of just something to go check out and look into is go check out Monty McKinnon. I can see Mitch is saying that he uses LUTs, like that was the subject that we were bringing up. And to be honest with you, Cold War television so far, I really like StreamYard. I get to understand it a little bit more and more, and what all we can do with it. And I think for our purposes, it's perfect. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it works great. I think it's much better than Hangouts, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
much better.
Yeah. I really like this.
Well, not just that, we have the ability to share so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get used to it and everything, like earlier when Josh was speaking, and there was kind of and then I turned it back up so we could hear Brian for a minute. And, and everybody that's using this could potentially do this. It just so happens that I paid the $25 so that I could take the watermark off and put our logo up. And I don't know if maybe these extra camera settings and stuff are something with the paid version. I don't know for sure just exactly what I'm getting other than the fact that I can remove their watermark for $25. But I can cancel at any time. But so far, I think that I like it okay. So we'll figure out some way.
Hey, did a cat really jump on my computer while I was gone, or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
no, it did.
We saw tail. We saw tail go by.
I'm not surprised, man.
Because I actually highlighted you, and we were talking about the furniture situation, and then the cat came by, and I started going kitty, 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 and then
Yep. Oh yeah, well I actually heard some of that because I could hear almost everything the whole time, but I didn't catch that part because they were going in and out as I was moving around the house. But yeah, so those are not books; those are actually photos. Those are all photo frames.
We thought they were books.
I'm gonna build a big photo wall over here. That's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about a Parks and Tech tapestry back there, but I like your idea better.
Well, we were really thinking how beneficial furniture would be, but that's just one of those opinion things. Some people might not like furniture. It's just
there will be no. Well, a bunch of furniture was actually ordered finally today, but it won't be delivered until the 30th, so it's going to be empty for quite some time.
Well, no, that's cool. That was the thing about it was my wife just got a new humongous sectional. And she had to special order it, and it was made in Oregon, 3 hours away, and it took a month for it to get here.
We said it was made in Oregon, so it's made in America.
Yeah, it was made. Yeah, it was made in America, but like I said, it was in Oregon, which is only 3 hours away, but it still took right at a month to get it. So yeah, I mean. Not that has anything to do with drones, but we're at that point of the show
I mean, it's close.
About all kinds of different things. And, you know, Gary still has a Phantom Ford Pro for sale for $800, $850 ship. So,
Never been crashed. I've
we're-
flown it maybe 6-7 times max.
the firmware might not be up to date.
I think last time I flew it, I updated the firmware. I thought there wasn't any more firmware updates for the Phantom.
It's hard to tell.
I think it was in
Yeah, it's hard to
January
tell.
was the very last one, wasn't it? Wasn't January the last one for the standard Phantom 4 Pro? That's what I was thinking. So the only thing now would be V2.0. So
Hey, have you guys ever flown your FPV quads in the rain?
No.
No.
Not
Oh, I don't have one.
intentionally.
Sorry.
Not intentionally.
If oh crap, it's raining counts. I better
Right.
inside.
I've got all my stuff coated in that conformal coat, and I'm curious to see how well it works.
Go ahead and try that and make a video. And we'll
Yeah,
see.
let you guys know how it turns out. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt that it's gonna probably work. But what I would be concerned about is getting blinded by water drops, especially if the camera lens is not fully protected. I mean that would be the biggest problem.
Well, I know that. So I run props out on these two quads, and I noticed that that I have flown the Mavic in a light rain accidentally when I was doing really far away, and it started to rain on me when I came out. And surprisingly, on the Mavic, it didn't get any water on the lens just because the way the props were running. It blows the rain away from it. But I'm not quite sure that would be the same with the FPV drone because it's just going so much faster. Like it's flying forward so much faster. So, but I'm curious. I have waterproof the Unique Breeze. I did make it waterproof, and that does work.
So how do you actually waterproof a drone or a quad?
Well,
Just curious.
they have there's this silicone solution called Conformal Coat that a lot of people have talked about, and I've used that, but I haven't actually tested it. The stuff that I used before I got Conformal Coat was this product called Corrosion X, and it is a complete mess, but it's silicone based as well, and it's non-conductive, so you can spray it on the circuit board and all the electronics, and it won't short anything out and keep things waterproof. Wow. So, but it doesn't do well with anything moving parts. So the Unique Breeze is like a perfect drone for it because it's just a circuit board and that's about it. It doesn't have like an SD card slot. It doesn't have a fan. Wow. It doesn't have like any of that stuff. So it makes it really easy. So, and I actually dropped it in the salt water out in the Chesapeake Bay and pulled it out and it took off. And then when I got home, I actually rinsed it off rinsed all the salt water out of it under the tap, and still works great.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. I didn't know that was even possible.
Yep.
Try Flex Seal. I think that might kind of
drone shots.
Gum it up a little bit too much. But yeah, Mike, Mikey B, I was just letting you know, I have 2 wiener dogs. I don't have any cats. John's got the kitties. John's the kitty guy. John, I know you got the earpods in, so earbuds. Oh.
1 minute.
Well, hold on. Yes, Mr. Cuppi. Yes, Mr. Cuppi.
Hey, Ethan, what does the GoPros what do they shoot in? Like as far as you were saying something about D-Log and all this stuff. Is there a certain code that they shoot in?
So the GoPro 7 Black shoots in GoPro color or flat, and right. it's not, and so it's like their own thing. It's definitely the GoPro for me is probably one of the most challenging footages to color grade. And that's why I like to say if you like GoPro color, like that really saturated look, the sky's really, really super blue, I would stick with that and just tweak that, because the flat I personally think is really, really hard to color grade. And it's really, if you want to match it to anything else, like say you're flying another drone and you're trying to match it to another drone, it is very, very hard. You're going to have to work with it to like get it to match. But if you're filming everything with a GoPro, then it doesn't really matter.
All right.
But yeah, they have their own GoPro color, which has been the standard on all the GoPros for a while now. And then they also, some of their newer cameras have like what's called the flat profile. And so it's just basically the GoPro color desaturated. That's really all it is.
Okay, gentlemen, I just wanted to, the reason I left the room real quick is because my wife came in a minute ago. I think we need to go ahead and wind it up. And the reason being is my son and newborn grandson and firstborn grandson and my daughter-in-law were just involved in a traffic accident. So
Oh my. Ooh.
to get up to date on, they're still on the highway. Apparently everybody's okay, but I want to get off here so that we can be available for all that. And I want to say thank you, everyone. We're still going to go ahead and do our normal good nights and everything. John's not with us. That's cool. But I want to tell everybody good night and say I'm very grateful for everyone in here. I'm going to pass it first to Josh, since he was our guest this evening. He can say his good nights. And Josh, you decide who you would like to pass to after that, Ethan or Gary.
You got it. And I really want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And I want to thank everybody here. Bill, thank you so much for having me on. This has been awesome. I had a lot of big shoes to fill coming in after an astronaut. I'm nowhere close. But I really do appreciate it, and I couldn't thank you enough, and I couldn't thank everybody in the chat for all the new subscribers. I really appreciate that too, and I won't let you down. I got a lot of new stuff coming along, and I work 50 hours a week, so I try to fit in some editing afterwards and so forth before I have to go to bed again and wake up and do it all over. So I really just do appreciate everybody's support, and that really means a lot to me. So thank you again. Thank you to everybody. Really appreciate it.
Okay, and you can pass it to.
And I'll pass it to Ethan.
Oh, cool. Well, Josh, it was nice to have you on, and it's nice to finally meet you. I love your videos. You're doing great work. I want to thank Bill for bringing me on the panel. I really appreciate that, and really excited to see where this goes. And always a pleasure to talk to Nemo and John. And for anybody in the chat that's would like some help color grading or interested in it more, I'm going to post my email. So feel free to ask me any questions you got, or if you want to send me some sample footage, you can do it through a Google Drive or Dropbox. Just send me a link, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. And with that, send it to Nemo.
Thanks, Ethan. I'd just like to say, Josh, it was super nice to meet you. You did extremely well. Even when our fearless leader tried to trip you up, you handled it with grace and style. And I'm looking forward to new content coming from you. I'm looking forward to content coming from everybody, to be honest. I mean, I love watching videos. I watch the camera bird videos, FPV. I do all that. But it was great to be here with John, Ethan, as always. And I think I'm going to take you up on that color grading deal with so I got a lot of GoPro footage that I want to learn how to color grade. But that'll be coming up in a future episode. And with that being said, I will take it back to the infamous Dead Thomas.
And I thank you very much, sir. And John Cuppi, would you like to take us home?
See if we can still hear you.
Thank you, John. Great. That was very inspiring. Go drones. Yeah, like always, the biggest
there he is.
No, that's cool. Come on, John. You can come in and say your.
Hey, I'm just gonna tell you guys good night. Sorry, I'm really sorry for having a duck out there.
No, it's perfectly cool. I would stay on longer, but we're just trying to get news on what happened with the accident and everything. All I know right now is that the rear passenger quarterback.
And I was hearing about that as well. I hope everything's all right there.
Oh yeah. I think they're okay. I think it's just everybody shook up, and I need to find out. I just want to tell everybody. Drones for me and for everybody else are a release and somewhere that we don't need drama. So everybody try to get along and try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes before you try to pass judgment on them. But at the end of the day, fly and feel better. Okay? Peace. We'll see y'all next week.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh.